Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about the absolute biggest loser of the Lord of Hatred expansion, and that is the Paragon levels. Now, if we check around town, we are like 10 to 11 days into the new expansion, and I see people hovering around 230 to 240. So that's the main thing that I actually noticed, that unless you are like a no life 12-hour giga chat, then you are not in the Paragon 250s, 270s as you would be in the previous seasons. I actually did some testing, and I think I have a pretty good understanding of what the situation is. Now, obviously, we actually need to have hard confirmation by an actual XP that we do not have currently. However, I think the numbers seem to be adding up to my hunch feeling. So, okay, so basically, my testing was done with the new strategy that we can actually use to giga juice Helltides, basically. So, if you are not aware, what you can actually do is path down here in the Helltide to get the Meat Brothers, which will spawn butchers that will drop these profane cages that we have currently in the game. Now, these will increase the word level by 1, and you can actually use 3. So that's 3 levels. And we have one more from the ambushes, so that's 4 levels basically. And you need the Wreath and Rot. This will spawn Duriel mobs that will drop a lot of XP orbs. So you go around, you pretty much just trying to get to level 3 threat as soon as possible. And then you want to get these Duriel mobs to spawn that you will get a lot of XP from. Now, back to my calculations. So in the old one, right? So before Lord of Hatred, we needed 286 million XP at 270 Paragon 270, and we needed 73 million at 240. Now 241 we needed 77. I'm 241 now, and I need 267 million, which is basically hovering around 268-ish, 268, 269. So around 30 Paragon levels difference compared to the old one. Now, if we check 270 and 300, we obviously needed 1 billion XP at 300 to actually reach 300. Now, if we check the actual total XP required at 270, we needed 7 billion, so that's cumulative. And we needed 24 billion XP at 300. Now, that is a flat 250% increase. Now, if we check how much XP is the difference, there was a 287 XP difference between 240 and 270, and 250% from 270 to 300. So let's just assume that the overall Paragon XP that you require to actually reach 300 was increased by 250%. So, as I said, it was 267 in Vessel of Hatred, now it's 241, so close to 30 levels, let's say 250%. So, based on all of this, it is reasonable to assume that the total XP needed got increased by around 250. So, the new Paragon 300 cumulatively is 86.7 billion XP. Now, the current best way to get XP I already described with the profile mines, and with a 15% XP buff, we get around 900 million XP per hour. So we need 86 or 87 hours to actually do this from Paragon 0 to 300. Now, in the last season, with the Infernal Hordes, we were getting 1 billion XP per hour, and we needed like just barely over 24 hours from 0 to 300 to actually reach this. So again, that's like a 290% increase, which kind of correlates with the original assumption of 250%. So it's around there. So 2.5 to 3 times as much XP required to actually hit Paragon 300 than it was before. Now, I'm rather sad about this. Like, I don't think that it was necessary. And I clearly remember watching a dev interview where they said that we are pretty sure that more people will hit 300. I mean, last season I did it because it was reasonable. After like I was done with my gearing and whatnot, I needed like 10 hours to actually get the Paragon 300. But now I have a fully built out character here, second character of the season actually. And I have 43 hours played, and I'm 241. I'm not gonna sit in Helltides for another like 70 hours. Like I'm just not gonna do that. So I think Paragon 300 is now, it was pointless even before Lord of Hatred. Now it's even more pointless, to say the least. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the Paragon situation because I don't think that it was called for. I don't think that many people will actually hit Paragon 300. I mean, obviously over time you will get it, but like, yeah, it seems like the old Paragon 250 is now Paragon 200 or 220 at most. And the general sentiment with the player base was that, yeah, after 250, they were pretty much done with the season. Now it's going to be 220 to 200. So, I mean, as I said, I think it was uncalled for. I would pretty much like them to actually revert back to changes that you need for the Paragon 300. But we shall see what the future holds. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I see you in the next one.